you.
Costumes by Sandy Testa. Anyway, we wish we could take you all on a trip tonight. But since we can't, we're going to try to give you the feeling of being in Disneyland. Talia tells me she just got back from there, right, on your senior class trip. And you rode a particular ride. What was it, Talia?
It's a small world.
After all. So, we will for our first piece. And I'd really like to I'm going to sit down and direct. I'd rather stand, but I want you to see them. You know, seeing the back of me isn't necessarily a great thing. So, are you ready? Okay, our first piece, It's a Small World. Should I turn this off? You did already. You're good. All right. You watch. You're supposed to pick them all up together. So if they don't, we'll have to do it again and again. All right. Okay, guys? No. We also have Delta too. They wear gloves for a reason. While we're waiting, they wear gloves for a reason. Because your fingers have oils on them, and if you get them on the bell actually sounds different. Wow. Because it'll change the tuning. These bells are actually tuned to our organ upstairs. When I went up to the Shamir company up in Plumsteadville, they showed us how, or Dublin, wait, what's that word? It's over in Pennsylvania around Doylestown. They showed us how they would tune it very specifically to whether they would tune it sharp or flat, based upon what your organ sounds like. So they match. Now we're ready. All right, we're ready? Okay, and ready now. About some of the things they did. Oh, that was loud. When it sounds like they're putting the bell down on the table hard like that, that's called a martellato. So they're really supposed to do that. It makes it a nice stop sound. Sam, can you give me a mart lift? And so the sound's a little bit different with that because it lingers for a bit more. Now there was a chord that we played when they shook the bell. When they shook the bell and the high bells ring, yes. Those are our shakes, and what I tell them to do so that the sound is correct, because there's something called overtones in the bells, you have to keep the bell straight, as if it's full of water. I mean, that's kind of a funny thing to think about, but if the bell was full of water, you keep it straight, and then the sound goes straight out. If you kind of go like this, the sound doesn't sound right. And so there's different kinds of techniques that you use in order to make it sound correct. Our next piece is a piece that we use a good deal of malleting. And the mallets have to be placed in exactly the right place. Again, another Disney tune, the Siamese Cat Song. Now they tell me for this last piece that I have a lot of talking I need to do because we've got a little bit of change of costuming. I get to wear one too. And so while they're getting ready, I'm going to introduce everybody. We have two seniors who are graduating this year. Why don't you wave when I call your name? Grace Rods. I didn't have your name yet, Grace. That's Grace Rods. And Talia Dunyat. Both of them are going to college. Grace, you're going where? The University of Tennessee. And Talia, you're going to? Lehigh University. My baseball team are really wonderful, wonderful ringers. We have Sam Bone, and we have Andrew House. And my choir mom's fantastic. Now the choir asked me about playing a certain song. Let's see, I've got to change just a little bit. We have changeable ears here, which are really cool, and they're all putting their shirts on, and I've got to do the same so you'll know what the title of the piece is. So when they turn around, it's kind of like a mystery, so I've got to just hang on it for a minute. Really hard on this. Not quite. There's a lot of different techniques in this, and this is very, very different from what we get to do in church. But if they asked us, we would.